Have you met Brian Friedman yet? I know I haven't, but I wouldn't try this. Judge Lehman responds to this order, and he just slaps her down.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
Brian Friedman has just dropped a bombshell lawsuit that could end Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' careers as we know them. Yes, you heard that correctly. The Hollywood power couple might be facing the collapse of their empire, and it's all thanks to one man, Brian Friedman, the powerhouse attorney representing Justin Baldoni. When this guy steps in, it's not a small slap on the wrist, it's total annihilation. Now, let's rewind. It all kicked off when Blake Lively accused Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment, a scandal that sent shockwaves through Hollywood.
Actress Blake Lively is accusing co-star and director Justin Baldoni of harassment and a smear campaign stemming from their work together on the summer movie It Ends With Us.
Blake had no idea what was coming. The legal battle that followed quickly turned into a nightmare for her and her husband, Ryan Reynolds. What started as one lawsuit snowballed into another, and soon the tables turned. Justin Baldoni's legal team wasn't sitting idly by, waiting to be defeated. His lead counsel, Brian Friedman, reportedly told him to sit back, relax, and let him handle things. From that moment on, the dynamic shifted. With Friedman taking charge, counter-lawsuits came crashing in, and suddenly, Blake and Ryan were no longer as confident as they once were. But let's talk about Brian Friedman. This man is a powerhouse in the courtroom, known for his ruthless, no-nonsense tactics. The way Justin was being treated didn't sit well with him, and like a true legal force, he stepped in, ready to dismantle everything in his path. Allegedly, Friedman advised Baldoni to hit Blake and Ryan with a $400 million lawsuit for defamation and extortion.
Director Justin Baldoni is now suing his former co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and extortion.
And it just keeps getting more intense, Brian. Word is, he threatened to sue Blake into oblivion, and he wasn't just talking big. He's serious, and Blake, well, she can feel the weight of it.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion.
Brian didn't stop there. Oh no, he wasn't just targeting the Hollywood couple, he went after everyone who had a hand in tarnishing his client's reputation. The New York Times? Boom lawsuit.
Justin Baldoni suing the New York Times for an article reporting Blake Lively's claims that he directed a smear campaign against her during the press campaign. Baldoni's lawsuit calling the article rife with inaccuracies, misrepresentations, and omissions, relying on Lively's, quote, self-serving narrative.
Blake's PR team wasn't spared either. Brian Friedman made sure they felt the heat too. He wasn't just focused on Blake and Ryan, but anyone involved in damaging Justin's reputation. The lawsuits kept piling up, with Blake's PR team now facing legal action as well, feeling the full force of Friedman's strategy.
You are about to file a lawsuit against Blake's publicist, Leslie Sloan. Are we correct? And if so, is it a similar allegation to the New York Times?
She'll definitely be sued. There's no question about that. No, it's just a matter of when and for what. And whether she's included with others or not. And frankly, I'm not prepared to give up our legal strand.
Just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, let's talk about what happened in court on February 3rd. Mark that date, because that's when Blake completely lost her composure. She was so rattled that she begged the court to let her choose who would depose her. Excuse me, but who does she think she is? Privileges like that don't fly in Brian's courtroom. And guess what? The court shot down her request.
Counsel for Ms. Lively has made it clear that Ms. Lively does not want Mr. Friedman to be the attorney who takes her deposition. Essentially, the judge agreed and told her lawyer that she does not get to choose who deposes her.
The fact that she even attempted such a move says it all. Blake is terrified. But the drama doesn't end there. This lawsuit is wrecking their brand. Blake Lively's hair care line? Gone, vanished into thin air.
Allegedly targeted claims customers are returning Blake Lively's hair care line like Brown in droves. So they are pulling all of her merchandise off their shelves because they are losing.
Apparently, people no longer view her as the wholesome Hollywood darling, but as a manipulative power player willing to do anything to destroy someone. And let's talk about Ryan, he's definitely feeling the heat too. Rumor has it that Ryan Reynolds has been quietly dropped by Marvel Studios, and allegedly, it all ties back to this lawsuit. Word on the street is that Ryan made some questionable jokes about Justin Baldoni, and Brian Fredman wasn't having it. Marvel saw how serious Fredman was and immediately distanced themselves from Ryan, not wanting any drama to taint their billion-dollar franchise. Just like that, a lawsuit is taking down careers. Things got heated in court when Blake's legal team tried to pull a fast one. They requested an extension until March 5, claiming they were too busy dealing with a 10-page lawsuit filed by Jed Wallace in Texas. At first, that might sound legit, right?
One of those intended parties, Jed Wallace, along with his company Street Relations, filed an anticipatory and meritless 10-page complaint in the federal district court in Texas regarding issues that substantially overlap with the issues in this litigation.
But Brian saw right through it. He called them out in front of the entire courtroom, exposing the truth that this so-called urgent case was actually a lawsuit Blake herself had filed on January 21st. As for Jed Wallace, he had simply responded to the suit.
What Lively parties conspicuously failed to mention is that the now pending litigation in Texas was precipitated by Miss Lively, who initiated legal action against Mr. Wallace in Texas state court on January 21st, approximately 2 weeks before he filed his federal lawsuit.
Nothing slips by Brian Fredman. The courtroom was stunned. The judge was so unfazed by the deception that instead of allowing extra time, he only gave them 1 day to submit their amendment.
Anyways, Judge Lehman responds to this order and he slaps her down. I don't know what else to say. Probably because he probably doesn't take kind to just being manipulated. You know, you should have been like, I want an extension because I don't have any proof.
At this point, everyone's saying the same thing. Brian Fredman is not someone you mess with. And the online world? They're loving it. Social media is buzzing with reactions to this case, and right now, Brian's got a lot of fans. One user posted, "Brian doesn't lose. Blake should have laid low. They got greedy and tried to exploit an artist who helps the deaf and disabled." Another added, "This lawyer doesn't mess around, he's here with facts." And my personal favorite, "This guy is about to sue everyone and their moms, LMAO. Good job." But let's take a moment. Who is Brian Fredman really? He's not your average Hollywood lawyer. He's an aggressive, no-nonsense attorney who thrives in high-stakes battles. When it comes to entertainment law, he's like a hired assassin, swift, brutal, and always going for the kill shot. He never hesitates to go after anyone who wrongs his clients.